Welcome Trinidad and Tobago to our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited and the Ministry of Communications. I'm Joseph Lopez. Let's take a look at the headlines. This country joins with Canada to co-host a seminar which explores public-private partnerships. A number of vacancies within the public sector has been significantly reduced within the past year. And Tobagonians can look forward to an increased number of services from the Ministry of the People and Social Development. In our top story, CARICOM leaders will converge in this country later this year, as both Trinidad and Tobago and Canada will co-host a seminar which explores public-private partnerships. Via a joint release today from the Prime Ministers of both countries, it was revealed that this development came out of several priority items that were discussed.
Trinidad and Tobago and Canada have agreed to co-host a CARICOM Public-Private Partnerships Seminar and business-to-business meetings in Port of Spain later this year. This was revealed following discussions in Ottawa, Canada, between Prime Ministers Kamla Persad-Bissessar and Stephen Harper on Thursday. The proposed seminar will bring together representatives from government, the private sector, international financial institutions, and multilateral development banks from Canada, Trinidad and Tobago, the broader CARICOM, and international community. The focus of the gathering would be to share best practices in this field and determine how they can be applied. Prime Minister Persad-Bissessar will take up the chairmanship of the Caribbean Community in July, and the two leaders discussed the status of trade talks between Canada and CARICOM. They both acknowledged their shared vision for a more integrated Caribbean region and expressed the hope that under Trinidad and Tobago's chairmanship of CARICOM, leaders there would advance reform of regional integration. Further, Prime Ministers Harper and Persad-Bissessar said they are pleased to collaborate to improve the Caribbean region's preparedness and ability to respond effectively to natural disasters by way of Trinidad and Tobago's participation in the Caribbean Disaster Management Harmonized Implementation Program, which is led by the Caribbean Disaster and Emergency Management Agency and supported by Canada. Meanwhile, it was announced that Canada would appoint its first Canadian Defense Attaché accredited to Trinidad and Tobago. Nikolai Edwards, News 4.
Members of the Joint Select Committee charged with the oversight of the Municipal Corporations and Services Commissions met to discuss the current appraisal and employment of public servants. The meeting revealed that the number of vacancies within the public sector have been significantly reduced within the past year.
Over 6,500 job vacancies have been filled in the public sector within the past 12 months. This according to the chairman of the Joint Select Committee overseeing the Municipal Corporations and Services Commissions, Ambassador Christopher Thomas. Speaking at Friday's session, the chairman revealed the reasons behind this vast filling and attributed it to the implementation of a new listing system.
As our report indicates, we have now filled upwards of 6,500 vacancies over the last year. This has been a result of a concerted drive and a special project instituted in the Service Commission Department. But vacancies, as you know, create vacancies, so there will always be vacancies, and we're seeking to be able to keep doing this over the next period of time so that we will keep reducing the vacancies and keep them to a manageable level. In addition to filling vacancies, we have also developed, as the report would say, a chart that will serve as a tracking device by ministries for all outstanding vacancies. And that chart spells out very clearly that there are different types of vacancies.
Questions were asked with regard to the extent proactive measures are taken to fill these vacancies ahead of persons going on retirement. Director of Personal Administration Gloria Edwards-Abraham explained how the process of filling these vacancies were done in such cases.
But where you have vacancies specific to ministries, any kind of succession planning effort must be done in collaboration with the head of that department or the ministry. And yes, the permanent secretary sometimes they send the recommendation well in advance, and the regulation does say as soon as a vacancy has occurred or is about to occur, a recommendation can be made. But the permanent secretary sometimes in identifying the officer or the recommendation to fill the vacancy might say, listen, I want my position to be advertised. And we try as best as possible to have the vacancy fill as the person demit office. But if even we are unable to fill the office as the person demit, the regulation allows us to put an acting incumbent pending the filling.
However, Ambassador Thomas noted that this did not come without the creation of other positions, but assured that this had reduced the number of vacancies by a significant amount.
By the account of the Service Commission Department, there were, up to last year, close to 9,000 outstanding vacancies. Since we have done 6,005, what remains will be probably between 2,000 and 2,005. However, as we fill vacancies, other vacancies arise. So it is not possible at any point in time to give you a definite figure on that matter.
Ms. Edwards-Abrahams confirmed this number as she noted talks on keeping accurate figures were ongoing between the Commission and the various ministries.
The question of retirement or resignations and those deliberate acts on the part of public officers is monitored or done by the permanent secretary. Those are not the Commission function. And we have to rely on data coming from the ministry at any point in time in terms of we can reconcile our data in terms of vacancies with the permanent secretaries. That's why we are giving you an approximate figure, because by attrition, retirement, debt, and other things, you will always have vacancy. But a rough estimate will be about approximately 2005 at this point in time.
By measure of estimation from the Department of the Services Commission, the entire public service sector comprises of over 65,000 employees. Kimberly Ramkalawan, News 4.
After the break, the Fruit Production Minister commends Naprima Girls High School. Stay with us. Welcome back. Minister of Food Production, Senator the Honorable Devant Maraj, is commending the students of Naprima Girls High School on their recent success in the Sagicor Visionary Challenge competition. The competition aims to encourage students to understand the importance of science, technology, the environment and mathematics in solving challenges facing societies.
The Sagicor Visionary Challenge is aimed at secondary school students throughout the entire CARICOM region. They are encouraged to identify a challenge facing their school or community and develop effective, innovative and sustainable solutions to the challenge with the integration of science, technology, the environment and mathematics. Naprima Girls developed a project titled Who is the Farmer in Your Neighborhood? The project proposes measures to address the billions of dollars this country spends on food importation. The project earned them the third place spot in the CARICOM region. The students propose that the food can be profitably grown locally using simple modern agricultural methods such as a kitchen garden kit containing pots, troughs, hydroponic systems, soil, nursery plants, fertilizer and tools. Minister Maraj says the school has attempted to tackle a problem which his ministry is also currently trying to solve.
What you all are doing and have done with this particular project mirrors almost identically the objectives of the current mandate of the Ministry of Food Production. And that essentially is to reduce the food import bill by half by 2015 and to increase our food security using innovation, cooperation, partnership, technology, and increased stakeholder involvement.
Minister Maraj says consultations with farmers have also aided greatly in tackling the goals his ministry has set for this country. He explains that several macro programs have been established to address the large food import bill and ensure food security.
Increase the availability of land to our nation's farmers, providing the environment for our farmers to significantly increase production, and these would include things like a commodity stabilization fund, which essentially means we providing the farmers a guaranteed price so that they don't have to depend on the vagaries of the market. Construction of packing houses whereby whatever they produce will be housed at a NAMDEFCO packing house, and NAMDEFCO has started one in Brecon Castle, and they will be soon, I hope by June, beginning construction in 4 others throughout Trinidad, and providing enhanced incentive packages for farmers so they will be encouraged to produce more.
Minister Marad says other initiatives which his ministry have adopted include the revitalization of the cocoa and coconut industry and the implementation of technology to increase yield in root crops such as dasheen and cassava. The food production minister says he has also enlisted the help of the Ministry of Education to target secondary school students as he aims to mainstream local agriculture and food content. He urges young people to realize that agriculture has a future.
We'll be launching a secondary school program called the Aquaponic Program at the Learning Resource Center in May 2013, which is next month. NAMDEFCO also, in collaboration with ICA and the Ministry of Education, will be launching its very own annual Young Leaders and Agro Innovation Competition. I mentioned some of the things that we are doing at the ministry to demonstrate to you that there is a role for you to play to ensure that Trinidad and Tobago is a food-secure nation. And we're even deepening that commitment by engaging the ministry to once again reintroduce agriculture in schools, and we're far advanced with discussions with the Ministry of Education with that project. I wish to use this platform to encourage you, and by extension, all our nation's youths, to once again consider agriculture as a viable profession. The list of possible professions in this field is endless, and they demand innovation and a spirit of entrepreneurship.
The minister says citizens need to realize the healthy benefits of local foods. He explains this is why the Ministry of Food Production has started a vibrant ad campaign titled Eat Local, detailing these benefits. Gregory McBurney, News 4.
Local government is on the move, and we have the statistics to show it. This from Local Government Minister Dr. Suraj Ratan Rambajan, who was speaking at the consultation on local government reform in Faizabad, where community members gathered to express their concerns and also applaud the work being done by their corporation.
The local government minister is recapping the work done in the Siparia Regional Corporation and commending those involved for their efficiency, hard work and honesty. He is also revealing future plans for the corporation as they undertake new projects in the area.
Of the $18.2 million that they had to spend in development work, here's what happened. They had $4 million for drainage and irrigation projects. They saved $409,257, which means that they were efficient. For recreation facilities, they saved $111,000. And for roads and bridges, they saved $500,000 of the $7 million allocated. So this means that because of this savings and efficiency, and I'm really complimenting the staff of the corporation, they're going to do 3 new drains, a play park in Mrs. Bullock's area, and 3 roads are going to be paved more, simply because of efficiency. Now, if there wasn't this efficiency, then you would have been complaining. But I want to tell you also, this can only happen because they have controlled corruption in the corporation. You would never be able to see this kind of savings if there was corruption. People have risen to a new set of values in the corporation.
Most of the developmental projects of the regional corporations have been completed. This, the minister says, is the result of his intervention and his team's efforts to put things in place.
This is the first year in local government where 6 months have gone and most of the corporations have finished their development projects. Believe it or not. It used to take 7 to 9 months to get money from the Ministry of Finance. Because of the new systems I put in place from June last year to now, backed up and supported by my PSs, Mr. Amruddin Ali and Mr. Kreese, 5 weeks after the budget passed, money was drawn on by the corporations. So development work has been finished in the first 6 months. And so far, 85% of the PSIP of $228 million has been drawn up and used by the corporations. It never happened before. So the corporations are showing that they're capable of performing. The corporations are also showing that there's leadership in the corporations to get this done. Otherwise, it would not be done.
Dr. Rambajan says the URP has been very instrumental in getting projects completed, such as huge drainage projects, among others.
Here in the Superior Regional Corporation, for the period July 2012 to April 15, 2013, 33 box drains have been completed, or a total of 3,907 meters, or what amounts, if you divide by 1781, 2.3 miles of box drains built by URP in the Sipara Regional Corporation this year so far. Now, this is the much maligned URP program. This is a program they describe as corrupt. And that is the program that has done that. But in addition to that, Mr. Dudnath, through the development program, they have built 1,854 meters. So a total of 3.2 miles of box drains have been built between URP and the corporation under their development projects. In terms of road paving, in the Sipara Regional Corporations have paved 26 roads, 4,688 meters, or 2.6 miles of roads. In addition to that, in the first week of May, I am about to start an additional 45 roads in the corporation, and they are doing 8 more under their recurrent funds. For the first time in the history of Sipara Regional Corporation, 79 roads are being paved in one financial year.
Nikolai Edwards, News 4.
Up next, the very latest in sports. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. The University of Trinidad and Tobago presented awards in sporting excellence to students of the academic year 2012-2013 on Tuesday at the Southern Academy for the Performing Arts. News 4 Sports was there, and we have extended highlights in this report from Wayne Cunningham.
SUCCESS, Success, is an acronym for the students, university campuses, and communities education and sports services. And the Success Unit of the University of Trinidad and Tobago for the past 6 years has coordinated and implemented sporting competitions at both the intercampus and intertertiary levels. On Tuesday, the outstanding participants for the 2012-2013 academic year were honored. The first awards on the night were for the table tennis competition, which was won by the University of Trinidad and Tobago San Fernando campus. UTT Umera was victorious in the intercampus division of the netball competition, while the University of the Southern Caribbean won the intertertiary league contest. The knockout was taken by Daystar Smith and her UTT teammates, who received their prize from the legendary Bridget Adams. The T20 Cricket Awards were next, and former West Indies pace bowler Tony Gray presented the winner's trophy and medals to UTT Corinth campus. In the windball division, Ricardo Virasamy of John Donaldson campus took the lion's share of the individual awards, including most wickets in a match, most wickets in the first round, and MVP of the first round. UTT Corinth campus also took top honors in the windball version of the game. Amongst the basketballers, Jeffrey Harris was the overall MVP. He attends the University of Trinidad and Tobago. He and his squad were the winners of the intertertiary division. Former national player and coach Everett Gali Cummins did the honors for football. Cipriani College of Labour won the league contest in the intertertiary division, while UTT captured the Big Four title. The inter-campus competition was won by San Fernando Technical Institute. A number of national athletes attend the University of Trinidad and Tobago at the High Performance Development Center, and the outstanding performers for the academic period were recognized. They include sprinter LaShawn Noel, high jumper Dominic Richards, javelin thrower Keron Brown, quarter miler Curdell McIntosh, middle distance runners Matthew Hagley and Sterling Paul, as well as long jumpers Atiba Wright and Kevin Roberts, discus thrower Siobhan Worrell, and hurdle specialist Christian Hood Boyce rounded out the list. Wayne Cunningham, News 4 Sports.
To return, much more news. Stay with us. Welcome back. Persons residing in Tobago can look forward to an increased number of services offered to them under the Ministry of the People and Social Development through collaboration with the Tobago House of Assembly.
The Ministry of the People and Social Development is seeking to secure better relations with the Tobago House of Assembly, specifically the Health and Services Division. Recently, a stakeholders meeting was held at the Ministry's Port of Spain office with Dr. the Honorable Glenn Ramadar-Singh, Minister of State in the Ministry, the Honorable Vanilla Allen Toppin, Minister of Tobago Development, the Honorable Delmon Baker, and Secretary of the Health and Social Services Division of the THA, Assemblyman Claudia Broom-Duke. The meeting, which lasted an hour and a half, was aimed at consulting on the programs that can be offered to the people of Tobago, which are already exercised in Trinidad. Minister Ramadar-Singh explained a number of the topics that were discussed.
We would have a massive stakeholder session in 3 months' time when we will be getting together technocrats from the Ministry of the People and Social Development. We will be getting together technocrats from the department that deals with social development in the Assembly and some representatives of the Ministry of Tobago Development. And this stakeholders session will see technocrats on both sides, on all fronts, I should say, spelling out the nature of their programs. And so there will be a mutual dialogue and appreciation of the programs and policies that exist in either ministry. We did agree, secondly, to continue all the work that is taking place in both the Assembly and the Ministry of the People and Social Development, but in the spirit of dialogue and consultation. Those are the two words that kept coming up time after time. The third decision that we took is that we will seek to have a quarterly meeting of a select team of technocrats from the People and Social Development, from the Ministry of Tobago Development, and from the Tobago House of Assembly.
He says this will be a high-level running committee that will seek to continue to implement policies to ensure sustainability of the dialogue and cooperation. The Honourable Minister says from the meeting, it was also decided that the 3 ministers and the THA Assemblyman will meet in 1 month's time to continue the dialogue and push forward. The meeting with Assemblyman Broom-Duke was the first with the Ministry of the People and Social Development since she assumed office, and she considers the talks to be successful.
I continue to say that Tobago is part of the nation, and therefore when the national issues are being developed, that Tobago must be a part of that decision-making process. So I must say that this meeting, in my point of view, has been a very successful meeting in building the team spirit and the spirit of a nation for us to work together.
Future meetings will be held alternately in Trinidad and Tobago. The services which the Ministry of the People and Social Development and the THA already collaborate on are the old age pension, public assistance, and the disability grant. Assemblyman Broom-Duke looks forward to the addition of outreach programs which cater to at-risk youths, single-parent families, and children living with disabilities. Nikolai Edwards, News 4.
And that story brings us to the end of our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited and the Ministry of Communications. I'm Joseph Lopez. Thank you for watching.